What up, Space Fam? Goes in here for AnimeUproar, and today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite characters in Demon Slayer, the Mitsuri lover himself, Obanai Iguro, the Snake Pillar. As far as design goes, he always has a pet snake around him, he has two different colored eyes, and he has ninja-esque bandages that often cover his mouth. I don't know if you can stand out much more than that. I'm talking about Iguro today because you guys voted for him via Instagram stories at AnimeUproar. You can now vote for who the next video will be about. Make sure to go to Instagram at AnimeUproar and vote as soon as possible because stories only last for 24 hours. Make sure you're following us there because we regularly do these kinds of votes. As soon as we get 5,000 likes on this video, I will start on the next one ASAP, so smash that like button and share this video with your friends. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell because you will miss future videos if you don't. As usual, there will be manga spoilers in this video. I have to look at all the relevant info to determine exactly how strong Iguro is. Now without further ado, let's jump into it. So let's take a look at this love-struck snake guy's development throughout the story so we can get a sense of the evolution of his strength. Interestingly enough, Iguro was born in a family of all women, and it was said that it had been about 370 years since a man was born into the family. Immediately, Iguro was locked in a cage. The woman always brought him tons of food and were nice to him, besides the whole keeping him in a cage his whole life part. It was at the age of 12 where he was finally pulled out of the cage and brought to a demon. She was a hybrid between a human and a snake. It turns out that Iguro's family treated this snake demon as a kind of god and gave their own babies to the demon as an offering. In exchange, the snake demon would not kill all of them and even let them steal the wealth of other people she killed. So in this very messed up way, Iguro's family became wealthy. The only reason Iguro wasn't eaten right away was because he was a rare male and had different colored eyes. The snake demon took an interest in him and wanted to let him grow to a more filling size. But even at 12, he was still too small, so the snake didn't want to eat him yet. Ironically, Iguro's weak frame actually saved him. Still, he didn't get away unscathed. The woman of the family obeyed the snake demon and cut Iguro's mouth so it would look like the snake demon's mouth. Then the demon drank the blood that came from the wounds, and Iguro was sent back to his cage, now knowing the disturbing truth. His family was beyond corrupt, and he was being fattened up just to be fed to a snake demon. He eventually managed to escape using a hairpin to scratch away a section of his cell. He was a nervous wreck every day he was scratching away at the cage, worried that they'd discover what he was doing. A snake, Kaburamaru, came in and became his only friend. It is the same snake he carries with him to this day. As soon as he could, he squeezed his tiny body through the opening in the cage he created and ran. The snake demon caught up to him, but luckily Iguro was saved by the flame pillar of the time. In all likelihood, this was Kyojuro Rengoku's dad. The flame pillar brought him together with his only surviving cousin. His cousin though was mad at him. Because Iguro escaped, the snake demon killed the other 50 family members. His cousin completely blamed Iguro and even shoved him. Obviously, Iguro was not to blame, he just tried to survive, and the family never should have been working with the snake demon in the first place, but he still internalized a sense of guilt over what happened, and he continues to feel weighed down by the presence of the 50 people who died because of his actions. Because of this backstory, Iguro developed the belief that his family and as a result his blood was filthy and corrupt, and that he added to that pre-existing corruption by saving himself at the expense of the rest of his family. He grew to feel that his sins were too great for him to live a normal life. He turned all his rage on demons. Risking his life fighting them and saving others helped him feel like a slightly better person. However, no matter how many people he saved, he continued to believe that the only way he could possibly hope to be cleansed of his sins was through death. That is where Iguro is coming from. He was too weak and tiny for the snake demon to even want to eat him yet. He was extremely scared, and all he could do was run for his life. He was helpless and had to be saved by the flame pillar. Then he joined the demon slayers and became stronger. He met and fell in love with Mitsuri, the love pillar too, but he couldn't reveal his feelings to her because he felt like he didn't deserve her. By the time we were first introduced to Iguro in the story, he is a completely different person than he used to be. 9 years have passed since he escaped from that snake demon, and he is now 21 years old. Physically speaking, he is the second weakest pillar after Shinobu according to the data book, but as we know, overall strength is never a matter of purely physical strength. Despite his lacking physical strength, Iguro immediately seems confident in his overall strength. he berates fellow pillar Gyu, who took out Lower Moon 5, Rui, like it was nothing, showing that he's not afraid of Gyu's strength at all. Mitsuri comments that Iguro is as coolly menacing as a snake and that he's reliable, another hint at his strength. Mitsuri also wants to marry a guy stronger than her, so the heart that pops up in the manga while she's looking at Iguro could suggest that Iguro is stronger than her and thus a potential love interest. When Tanjiro tries to stop Sanemi from hurting Nezuko, Iguro hits him, temporarily taking away his ability to breathe and move. Gyu ends up taking his elbow off of Tanjiro. Iguro quickly releases his hand from Gyu's grip without a problem, but he is irritated that Gyu would get involved. That is the first time we see Iguro. He doesn't appear to be afraid of anyone, and he completely incapacitates our protagonist in a second. Later, Iguro, upon hearing that Rengoku died against Upper Moon 3 Akaza, remarks that he can't believe it, suggesting that Rengoku was strong even by his standards. This remark can be seen as suggesting that Rengoku was stronger than Iguro at this point in the story. Later, when the Sound Pillar Tengen, with Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Nezuko's help, beats Upper Moon 6, Iguro is not impressed. He asks him what the Sound Pillar was thinking losing his left arm and eye against the weakest Upper Moon. He also looks down on his decision to retire. Clearly, Iguro is implying that Upper Moon 6 would not give him nearly as much trouble. Since Tengen needed all that help too, we can reasonably assume that Iguro is significantly stronger than Tengen at this point. During the Pillar training arc, Iguro ties up Demon Slayer members for the crime of weakness. Iguro clearly is harsh when it comes to his standard for strength. He ties up the members that upset him and then uses them as obstacles that Tanjiro needs to avoid hitting. It takes a whole 4 days, but eventually Tanjiro slices off Iguro's kimono-style jacket and moves on to the next round. However, throughout the training, Iguro made sure to tell Tanjiro to stay away from his precious Mitsuri. It's funny, even though Iguro won't ask out Mitsuri, he still gets jealous and doesn't want anyone else to do it either. It's also interesting that it took Tanjiro 4 days to just cut Iguro's clothing, while he got solid hits on the extremely strong Sanemi multiple times, although he didn't have to weave through tied up Demon Slayer members with Sanemi. Now we jump to the most recent and relevant parts in the manga. During the Dimensional Infinity Fortress arc, Iguro runs into Mitsuri and together they fight Upper Moon 4 Nakime. Iguro takes charge and gives Mitsuri advice. He says, and I quote, "As long as we don't know our opponent's abilities, let's watch closely, think hard, and proceed calmly." And Mitsuri agrees, showing that she is willing to follow his lead. Iguro finds Nakime's Blood Demon art, which lets her control the fortress around them, to be really annoying. It's not deadly and Iguro has no problem staying alive, but getting close enough to kill Nakime is nearly impossible. At one point, Yushiro uses Genjutsu and brainwashes Nakime, and thus Muzan into thinking that Mitsuri and Iguro are dead. Immediately, I doubted this vision because we haven't really seen Iguro shine at this point, and it wouldn't make sense that the two went from being annoyed by a non-deadly power to being killed by that power. My hunch turned out to be right, and suddenly Mitsuri and Iguro show up to help Tanjiro and Gyu fight Muzan. Iguro is quite impressive throughout the fight against Muzan, even compared to Sanemi and Gyomei, who show up later. Keep in mind, out of the pillars present, Iguro is the last to manifest his Demon Slayer mark during chapter 189. Before that, the others have all awakened their Demon Slayer marks, and this is important to note because of how well Iguro is keeping up with them without a Demon Slayer mark. For instance, Mitsuri, who has awakened the Demon Slayer mark, reveals that she is relying on intuition and luck to dodge Muzan at one point. Iguro, without a demon mark, doesn't just fare better than Mitsuri with a demon mark, he even shields Gyomei at the same time, although he reveals that he can't keep shielding him for long. Mitsuri's luck runs out, and she gets some serious injuries from Muzan. Iguro helps her get to a safe place and makes sure she gets proper treatment. Afterwards, he jumps back into battle. He wants to die beating Muzan. He hopes that he'll be reborn with different blood, and only then will he be worthy to ask out Mitsuri. Even without a Demon Slayer mark, he's holding his own alongside Sanemi and Gyomei. Muzan is even impressed by how Iguro kicks away his limbs as soon as he cuts him to prevent immediate regeneration. Gyu is actually the first to lose his sword. Gyomei and Iguro defend Gyu from Muzan's attack while Sanemi passes his sword back to him. Gyu himself is a skilled pillar with a Demon Slayer mark, who is arguably stronger than Mitsuri, and Iguro seems to be fighting at a higher level than him even without a Demon Slayer mark. Not only is Iguro doing this well without a mark, since he's small, the poison that accompanies Muzan's attacks is also spreading the fastest within him. Yet, he's helping his fellow pillars rather than slowing them down. Luckily, Tamayo's cat saves the day and heals everyone from the poison. Then, remembering Muichiro's story of how he turned his blade red, Iguro grips his sword hard and it turns red, while Demon Slayer marks finally appear on his body. Iguro is like the last living pillar to manifest a Demon Slayer mark, so you know it will be accompanied by a significant power upgrade. Anime do often save the best for last because that's the most entertaining way to do it. Just think about how Escanor was the last sin introduced in the 7 Deadly Sins. As I'm writing this video, chapter 189 is the last chapter out, so we can only speculate as to how powerful Iguro will be. However, the fact that he could do so well without a Demon Slayer mark and keep up with the other pillars means that with a Demon Slayer mark and Red Blade, he's probably going to be right up there with full power Gyomei and Sanemi. Gyomei is known as the strongest pillar, so it is probably too early to assume that Iguro will be more powerful than him, but he is at least top 3 after this, and he could very well step ahead of Sanemi. Furthermore, if he's the only one currently with a Red Blade, he will be the most useful in this battle, even more useful than Gyomei. Chances are that the other weapons will turn red now that Iguro's has, but if they don't, Iguro will be the MVP because red blades represent the power of the sun. When Yoriichi, the strongest Demon Slayer, cut Muzan with his red blade, Muzan had trouble regenerating. If all weapons become red after this upgrade, Iguro is likely to be in the top 2 strongest pillars. And if the others don't turn red, then he'll be the strongest and most effective fighter against Muzan. Whatever approach the mangaka ends up taking, Iguro has proved that he is definitely stronger than Mitsuri, which means he meets Mitsuri's requirements for a love interest. Now he just has to survive so that he can confess his feelings to her in this lifetime. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if we get 5,000 likes, I will start working on the next video ASAP. So smash that like button and share this video with a friend. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or else you'll miss future videos. I will set up a vote via Instagram stories for who the next video will be about. Go follow us there at AnimeUproar, link in the description, and you can help decide what videos I make in the future. A special thank you goes out to our patrons over on Patreon who help us survive YouTube issues and who help make videos like this one possible. I especially want to thank our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Fididala Beat, Anatoly Kazatsky, Alpha Dio, Angel Cruz, and Team Sparky65. And are the 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Steven Ingrata, Alola Natem, MattyMac239, Makoto-kun, The World, Steelers, Tyson Quirino, and the School Bus. Thank you all so much. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime, life, and of course, dank memes. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also now join the YouTube channel and support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Until next time, see you, Space Cowboy.